1-1 incident, and it just bunches up.
And now, side by side, his lap, it was the 81, your pole sitter, who was in P1. Now, he's dropped all the way back to P5. Now, 69 Bahosa up into P2 there for him. But at the front, it still continues to be the Italian. Into turn 1, Bahosa's on the outside though. So Ramadhipa holds firm in P1 as he head to turn 5. As Alex Longarella, your championship leader, looks to be on the attack. And well, Jack, it's been a great season. So the 81, Gabarini leading the field. Avaro Lucas up into P4 at the moment, sitting there in 1. Now, of course, keep in mind, 2 long lap penalties to serve for Bahosa. So far for Longarella. And you have to say, if he can walk away with another victory, that's going to be, he'll go into the slipstream. Ramadhipa in P2 now as your race leader, or what was your race leader. So that should be around 6 seconds lost, maybe even a little bit more with it being so slippy out there. You don't, that's going to be some solid championship points. Another 25 points will be what he wants to get. So your pole sitter, Gabarini, ran wide and had a massive moment there, so perhaps just getting caught out offline to throw it down the road at long lap penalty look.
Absolutely not, and obviously if he goes on the green while he's taking that long lap,
he looks up the inside of Avaro Lucas.
It will be, yeah, exactly what he's looking for, as we see the perhaps getting caught out by the conditions, just running wide. A bit of smoke coming there, perhaps just under brake, and have to do it again, so he has to be very careful. I suspect his strategy was to try and get away at the start. Come through the final chicane, taking a couple of different lines. Some riders hitting the curbs a bit more. Alex Longarella kicking the tyre, locking slightly, or a bit of rubbing. Oh, a big crash at turn 5 and get as much of a gap as possible. Hasn't been able to do that. We're seeing a 5-rider group fighting for victory here. They're getting some encouragement from his team on the pit wall, and we see the number 40.
Yeah, so a big crash at turn 5. Quite a few riders down there, and quite a few riders there just trying to pick.
And it looks like he's just making a move into the lead ahead of Ramadhipa under braking at turn 5. A battle for the lead through turn 1. Just trying to see who that's hit. It's a
couple of machines as quick as possible before we will carry. Yeah, now of course we'll carry on. Ramadhipa fighting back straight away as well they make their way.
Number 45, so it is Longarella who takes the lead. Gambarini running wide again at turns 2
on at the front. But some disappointment there, definitely, as they try to get the bikes right towards turn 6 now. And then we're heading towards where the long lap penalty actually is located.
And 3, we just had confirmation that the number 9 tank has taken, so that's Remy Salmon has completed his.
He started, but at the front, Ramadhipa hits the front now, overtakes the 69 of Bahosa, and so 69, will he take the first of his long laps this time around? It looks like he will, so that's
long lap penalty as we head down on the run through turns 4.
Well, the race is certainly on, and now trying to get into the slipstream. Gabarini diving into the long lap penalty now, should lose around 2 or 3 seconds. Where will this drop him back to?
And into turn 5, and it's Christian Borelli who has the slipstream. Alex Longarella
had indeed dropped back, but perhaps now going to be dropping back for even further down the order. He entered P3 inside the podium places, and now he slots in. Is that Carlos Cano?
It's Borelli who actually makes the move. It's very tight through turn 5.
Back down to P5 because, well, Lucas on his tail as things stand as he slots in behind. So perhaps P13 at the moment now for the 69. We'll wait for that to update, but Carlos Cano.
Borelli taking the lead through the run into turn 5. Christian Borelli.
69 looks up the inside once more. A dive bomb there over at turn 13, and now Rambo nonetheless inside the point scoring positions, and that is going to be job done now
in P1.
Yeah, great ride so far for the number 7, and Ramadhipa is going to fight back as they head into the final sector now as the clean-up operation at turn 5 continues for one of Bahosa's long lap penalties.
It is, and we'll check how much time he lost taking it.
Oh, it's been a great race so far for him, and now he's going to be hoping to try and take the lead.
Yeah, Bahosa looked like he got a great start as lights went out, was just unable to hold P1. As you said, Cano up to 13th at the moment, and it looked like Bahosa was...
he's going to be hoping to take victory, but Lucas on the attack straight away on the 46.
through turn 1, but settled into that slipstream phase. He's gained from his bridge position round Cano when he rejoined. So 12th, 13th place perhaps for the Spaniard.
As now of our 5 laps remaining, so moving into the closing stages of this European Talent Cup race.
Obviously still has the double long lap to take.
So Carpusian there showing as one of the riders that have. Or Lucas looking up the inside. The 69 looks up the inside, but the CF Moto Aspar riders, this is where moves begin to be important. This is where you need to set yourself up in a nice position. There's almost free crash on Mida as well. Looks like Ethan Spark was well down as the 99 and 69 have been thinking better of it, slotting back into P3 for the time being. Now, of course, Ramadhipa White heading into the Imola section of the circuit, the chicane, given their penalties to serve from now on. And Deepa, super impressive in qualifying, now leading the race. Longarella sets the fact as Longarella now slots back into P2. Lucas back down to P3, potentially now. Of course, TNF having fought through earlier on today. He's put in all that work and now races lap, but that was soon beaten by 2 free riders as Carlos Cano now second position once again, but Carlos Cano, he's lurking. P4, the number 1's over at lap 1 as Bahosa at the front of the field.
Bahosa's taking the lead.
Holds the fastest lap, so Cano pushing on. Perhaps this is going to be his charge to get inside the top 10 as is on the attack, and he wants another 25 points to his name so far season. He wants for
ran slightly wide there, but able to keep it. Ramadhipa inside the in the slipstream.
Gabarini hits the front once more, so the 81 showing true pace and showing that he belongs in P1 after a tricky weekend over at Jerez. Of course, he started on pole position, but it wasn't smooth sailing.
We'll get a great run heading into turn 5. Question about whether yellow flags will still be out, and yeah, obviously ran wide on the first lap from pole position, but hasn't let it affect him.
For him, the championship leader Longarella is clearly not scared to get his elbows out.
He's not Longarella, just looks like they are with the light flashing there, so something just flying off in the background there as well.
Yeah, that looks.
He's just quietly gone about his business. Now back in the front, we see Cano and Bahosa go taking. Well, I think he was forced wide there. Carlos Cano, as Lewis mentioned, up to 4th place. And
a front mudguard that was bouncing its way through the gravel trap there. So
being side by side on the run into turn 5, and Bahosa looks like he's a incredible. He's actually into 3rd now. He's ahead of his championship rival. So Cano,
no more front mudguard for one of the riders in this group. But Ramadhipa now looking up the
head. Is he going to go up the inside of the number 20 as well? He is.
A solid move there.
From the 9th row, fighting for the podium positions out in front. Borelli is leading.
Inside once more on the 32. He does in a very aggressive move. He takes the lead. It was there, of course, Cano. He's had work to do, and he was, as we see, actually a crash there for the 26.